Hi guys, it's Charmer here, or you can call me Charms. Welcome back or welcome to my channel. So in today's video, I'll just be talking to you guys about how to grow the peach, how to grow your glute, how to grow the bum, whatever it is that you refer to it as. We're going to talk about that in this video. So I went from this to this.
Damn!
Okay, I've lost a bit of weight and gains during quarantine, but okay, it's just not the same without the gym, do you know what I mean? But I'm still gonna give you guys my tips. I'm still gonna give you guys, the tea about how you can do that. But before we get into this video, guys, make sure to check out my Instagram where I post lots of different workout videos with weights, without weights, with bands, body weight, whatever it is, I do from top to bottom, guys. I do shoulders, back, legs, that hamstrings, quads, anything that you want for your workout needs is on my Instagram. So make sure to check that out and subscribe to this channel for more content. Okay, tip number one, guys, is heavy lifting. So this is the only way, or alongside the other 5 tips I have as well, this is the only way to ensure that you put in enough stress, resistance, and just loads on your muscles so that they can grow and they can expand, and you can have nice shaped glutes and leg muscles, and also to build strength as well, because the stronger you get, the heavier loads that you can lift and the bigger your glute muscles or leg muscles will become. And when you're lifting heavy, you're incorporating compound movements or compound lifts. These are exercises such as the hip thrust, deadlifts, squats, and lunges, and ensuring that you're doing variations of these different exercises to better target your desired muscle group for effective growth and results. So for example, if I was doing exercises specifically to target my glute muscles, I would do a wider stance squat, for example, so that I can target my glute muscles, compared to a narrower stance squat where I'll be targeting my quad muscles predominantly. And also, if I'm going to be doing deadlifts which are targeting my glutes, I'll do a sumo deadlift, which is a wider stance deadlift compared to a narrower stance deadlift, because that deadlift will not be targeting my glute muscles as much. And also in the compound lifts and stuff like that, you want to ensure that you're doing progressive overload. So this, pretty much simply put, is when you're gradually increasing the load that you're putting onto your muscles, so that you can increase the stress that you put in, or stress, tension, whatever it is, load onto your muscles, so that you can help them to expand and to grow. So to give you an example, for example, when I go to the gym, I would start off my squats with just doing maybe a bodyweight squat, then doing a squat with just the bar, and then I'll gradually increase the weights by doing 10s for one set, and then the next set I might do 15s, and the next set I might do 20s, and so on and so forth. So then as I'm increasing the load, my muscles have more stress put on them so they can grow. Okay, second tip, guys, is you need to be in a calorie surplus, as this is the only way that you're going to gain mass on your glutes and gain muscle mass in general. You need to be eating more and also lifting heavy, so that the food that you're eating is being put to good use by building those muscles. However, you need to ensure that you're eating the foods in the right proportion. So you need to make sure that you're on a high protein diet. So you need to make sure that you're eating just by bare minimum 0.8 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight. So for example, I weigh around 70 kilos, so 70 times 0.8, I don't know, but I'm going to put it on the screen. Will probably be my minimum amount of protein that I should be eating a day, but I do try to aim for at least 100 grams to possibly 130 when I'm bulking or trying to put on a bit more weight, even though that is pretty difficult for me to achieve. But anyways, protein is essential for muscle building, so just make sure to prioritize this nutrient, and also make sure that you're eating complex carbs. So these are your carbohydrates such as white bread, brown breads, brown pasta, brown rice, all that kind of stuff. You want to be ensuring that you're eating whole grains where possible, and as much as you possibly can, because they include phytonutrients, fibers, all of that kind of good stuff to help keep you fuller for longer and control your blood sugar levels as well. And also you want to be incorporating some good fats, especially if you find it difficult to gain weight. For me, good fats were very, very good and essential addition to my diet, so things such as avocados or peanuts, peanut butter, make sure it's 100% natural. Fatty fish such as salmon, all of those things help. Nuts as well, but also keep track of all the food that you're eating. I'm not a big believer in tracking and all that kind of stuff, but when you're starting out, that is the only way to really get your results for sure and really know how much you're ingesting and stuff like that. Okay, number 3 are warm-up or activation exercises. So these are exercises that will help you, especially if you feel like you have sleepy glutes. So there's some people who feel like when they're doing exercises such as squats, all the exercises that I said about the compound movements, they feel like they don't feel it as much in their glutes and they feel it more in their thighs. So sometimes people refer to these as like sleepy glutes. So to help you get the most out of your exercises, especially if you're glute enhancing or growing exercises, I would 100% recommend that before any leg or glute session that you do some activation exercises. So these are exercises such as frog pumps, clamshells, you can do donkey kicks, all of that kind of stuff. Tip number 4, guys, is making sure that you're taking progress pictures. I think sometimes in the fitness industry or outside of fitness, a lot of people rely on just the scales to as a representation of how healthy or unhealthy they are, but really they're not very accurate, because with just a normal scale that says your weight, it doesn't include how much water you have and your muscle mass levels, your fat levels, all of this stuff. And like I've learned throughout my fitness journey that how heavy you are on the scale is is not a representation of how healthy or unhealthy you are. For me, I range between 70 to 73 kilos now, because obviously I've gained more muscle mass, and I'm the healthiest I've ever been, I'm the leanest I've ever been, I'm the strongest I've ever been, compared to when I was 60 to 65 kilos, and I wasn't very healthy and I wasn't eating very well and stuff like that. So I feel like progress pictures give you a better idea of how it is that you're doing, because it's a visual representation of your progress. And especially with things such as growing your glutes, like looking at the number on the scale isn't going to be a very accurate representation of if you've made progress or not. So for me, I 100% think progress pictures are healthier, give a better representation. And if you want to go and have an in-depth analysis of how it is that you're doing, I'd recommend using like a body composition measure. Here in the UK, we have some called body tracks in the gym, and it will give you like literally everything that you need to know about your body, like in terms of your muscle mass, your fat percentage levels, water retention levels, where on your body you store fat, all of this stuff. I wouldn't recommend that you get solely dependent on this either. I think you should just go by how you feel, because at the end of the day, we're more than the number on the scale. So I wouldn't stress too much about it. If you feel happy and you are enjoying your progress, then well and good. But yeah, the last tip that I have for you guys, and this is one that really helped me out in terms of holding on to like muscle mass and stuff like that, are using my BCAAs. So these are branch chain amino acids. So these are essential, but they can't be produced by the body naturally. You need to obtain them from food. For me personally, I use one by Women's Best, and I use them during my workouts. They've been scientifically proven to help with muscle soreness, helping you to gain like hold on to muscle mass, and to reduce your fatigue levels. So for me, as I was taking them during my workouts, I found that I was able to push harder, lift heavier, because I'm obviously less fatigued. They also increase the amount of they decrease the recovery time between workouts, so I was able to work out much more frequently. So if you're struggling, in terms of muscle soreness, and you want to increase how much you're working out at the gym and stuff like that, or at home, or wherever it is that you're working out, I would 100% recommend them. And also I noticed that, because I do a lot of high intensity and HIIT workouts, as you probably see from my Instagram videos, the BCAAs have really been a godsend in terms of helping me to hold on to the muscle mass, especially in my glutes. But like I said to you guys, my glute muscles respond very positively to exercise and stuff, but obviously doing a lot of HIIT workouts and high intensity stuff would mean that I would lose some of that muscle mass. But luckily for me, by ensuring that I'm on a high protein diet, I'm lifting heavy, using the BCAAs and the glute activation exercises, I've been able to gain like some definition on my stomach, my abs, and reduce my body fat percentage, whilst also holding on to the mass on my glutes. And yeah, I think that is all from today. I really do hope that you enjoyed that video and you found it helpful and informative. I tried to keep it very short and sweet, but that's basically impossible when it comes to me. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Remember to give it a like, comment and subscribe for more content. And if you have any suggestions, or if you want, have any questions or anything like that, you can DM me on Instagram. Link will be in the description, probably be on the screen somewhere. And also leave a comment below. Tell me which one of the tips you found useful. And yeah, I'll see you guys in my next video. See ya.